Hey everyone, it's Jill, founder of Kids Baking Club. Hey, welcome to Kids Baking Club. We are a club where we bring kids and parents together to learn the art, the love of baking. So one of those things is we have our baking kit every month, but we also have our blog if you go to Kids Baking Club, and it's got great recipes for you and videos. And then we have our live baking sessions that are fun for the whole family to come in and just enjoy baking with me. So today we have a really fun recipe to make for 4th of July. Now if you're watching this video when it's not close to 4th of July, you can make it for anything because everybody loves the combination of red, white, and blue. So what we're doing is we're making a kebab dessert. So it's using red, white, and blue, and then a star brownie, and then red, white, and blue. So we've got the strawberries, the marshmallows, the brownies, strawberry, marshmallow, blueberries, okay? So aren't those pretty? Now the little star that you see here, that's actually coming in the July box kit. So if you're already part of our club, you're going to be getting, or if you already haven't gotten, our mini star. It looks like this. You're getting some other goodies in your box as well. If you don't have a mini star, you can just cut your brownies into squares and they'll be just as fine. But let me show you this amazing brownie recipe. You know, I've tweaked with recipes my whole life, and this recipe makes a really moist brownie, which is really, really great. Interesting, it doesn't have any leavens in it like baking soda or baking powder, but it does have 4 eggs, which makes it rise but gives it more fat into it, which makes it taste delicious. Are you guys ready to get started to make some brownies? Okay, so the first thing is you need, let me show you real quick that when you are part of our club, you always get our recipes. Most people keep them all in a binder, which they have all of the recipes, which are great. But today's recipe is our Sweet Liberty Brownie Kabobs. It always shows you the recipes, the ingredients that you need on the front and the tools, and then our step-by-step on the back. Okay, so the first thing you need to do to prep is you always want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. And then secondly, this one asks for melted butter. Now the thing with melted butter is you have to melt it and then cool it. It's got to be cool because you don't want to cook the eggs when you add the eggs into hot butter, right? So always make sure that you read a recipe ahead of time. So I actually melted this butter. It's 1 cup or 2 sticks, and let it cool down. And now I've got it pouring into my bowl. The other fun thing about this recipe, it's a 1-bowl recipe. Less dishes to do, right? All right, so then it calls for 1 cup of brown sugar. And don't you love how wonderfully packed I made that brown sugar? I'm gonna just break this up with my whisk and just stir it a little bit. I kind of like to stir ingredients as they go in. Just kind of let them wake up into the thing, especially because butter is all fat. Now I'm gonna add 1 cup of sugar, granulated sugar. And this makes a lot of brownies, which is going to be really, really good. And it only calls for 1 tablespoon of oil because you're going to get a lot of oil in the eggs. Did you know that the yolks of the eggs is the fat and the white of the egg is the protein? Now I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract. And that's going to give it some added flavor. And here we're going to add our eggs. So remember, we're going to crack on the counter, not on the side of the bowl, because we don't want shells dropping in. And you're going to take your 2 thumbs, pop it open, and then go to your next egg. It's fun to practice cracking eggs. I've been doing it so long, I can actually crack with 1 hand. You want to see? So that when you get going with it, you can just crack, open it up, and do it like that. I used to work at a cake decorating bakery where we used to do wedding cakes, and we would crack hundreds of eggs. So I learned to crack really fast. All right, now that this is all mixed together, it should be a nice batter like this, okay? Now we're gonna add our flour, which is 1 cup of flour, and then 1 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. This is not like chocolate milk mix. This is unsweetened and it will not taste good because there's no sugar. But when you add it into the sugar, it is delicious. Okay, now we're gonna mix that all together. So this would be a good time to turn on your oven, preheat it to 350 degrees. Do you guys remember why you have to have a preheated oven? Well, you want it to go right into starting to bake. So you don't want to go into a cold oven because then it sits there while it's heating up and your batter doesn't really know what to do. So what it does when you put it into a preheated oven, it actually starts the baking right away. And this is really important when you add things like eggs, baking powder, baking soda, things like that. I'm gonna toss this, set this to the side, right there, that works. I'm just gonna make sure my spatula gets all of it. You always wanna get down to the bottom, especially a bowl like this. Okay, I've got my pan already prepped. And what I did was, now if you don't have parchment paper, you can actually just oil it with shortening or some oil, but you definitely want an oil pan or a parchment pan. Do you see how I kind of made a lip like this? And you might be asking why you letting the lip there, because when it's all done, I can lift it out. And that way I don't have to have any trouble getting it out of the pan. So you're just gonna pour it into your pan. Then this is gonna go into the oven for about 22 minutes, but check it. The way you check it is you ask your parents to put a sharp object like a knife or a toothpick to go all the way through the middle of the batter. And when it comes out clean, meaning that it doesn't look like it's still batter, but it looks like it's baked, then it's done. The middle of a brownie recipe or a cake recipe bakes last in the middle, so you want to make sure. That makes sense, right? Because the sides of the pan are hot, so the sides of the pan get cooked first, and then the middle's last. All right, so that's going to go into the oven, and then what happens is they turn out to look like this, and then you're either going to cut them into squares or you're going to take your star cutter and you're just going to, I'm going to bring this off onto my board, and you're just going to place your star and then kind of, so you have your little star with your brownie, and then you're just going to kind of pop it out with your fingers. This is kind of fun, especially if you love to work with Play-Doh. And after you pop it out, you have your star, like that. Sometimes you have to do a little surgery on it. All right, so then you have your strawberries, your blueberries, your brownies, and your marshmallows. And then basically what you're going to do is thread it all the way through so that it looks like July 4th or 4th of July. So you take your strawberry, that's our red, white is our marshmallow, then our blue. And this would be so pretty on a platter for your 4th of July. And then you want to take your brownie and feed it through very carefully. And then you start over with your strawberry, your marshmallow, and your blueberries. So if you're getting our July box, and if you haven't gotten it, you can get it at kidsbakingclub.com. It's coming with your star cutter, but it's also coming with your bamboo sticks as well. So you don't have to run out and get those things. So I hope you have a wonderful July 4th. And we will see you on Thursday though, because we're doing what are called firecracker hot dogs, and they are so fun and so cute. And they also, you need the star cutter for those as well. So we will see you soon, and thanks for joining me today. Can't wait to see all your comments, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. See you soon.